Hello everyone, today we'll be discussing motion media. So what is motion media? Motion media is a form of media that has the appearance of moving text and graphics on a display, with the purpose of spreading information to the audience. Motion media can include entertainment, education, and documentation. Now let's get into the history of motion media. During the 1800s, motion media were only made with static images or drawings that make movement through techniques like sequential art. Examples including cave paintings, Egyptian paintings, the thaumatrope, and the phenakitoscope. Moving on to the birth of photography. The year is 1830s until 1840s. During this year, photography was used in motion media, invented by Louis Daguerre. The technique is a technique where people use multiple cameras to capture motion in successive frames. After 50 years, in the year of 1890s until 1920s, a silent film was invented, and this kind of film had no sound recorded um, in the publication of the film. One of the examples of this film is Charlie Chaplin. During the silent film era, Thomas Edison's invention of the kinetoscope allowed people to view short films individually, which show loop sequence of motion. The Lumiere brothers got their credits for inventing cinematography. Then, a film with the sound recorded was made in the year of 1920s until 1930s, which was called the talkie. Filmmakers used several techniques such as Vitaphone and movie tone to create sounds in their films. After that, in the year of 1930s to 1940s, colors and a little bit of special effects were added in films. A film that used color during this year is called The Wizard of Oz, and a film that used a little bit of special effect is King Kong, created by Willis O'Brien. Around 10 years later, in 1940s until 1950s, motion media were broadcasted in television globally, reaching millions of views. To compete with other television, filmmakers started to introduce 3D and widescreen. CGI and digital filmmaking then were conducted in the year of 1990s until the early 2000s. CGI was made digitally, creating stunning visual effects. Editing software and digital cameras then began to replace the traditional method of making films. These were used in the films called Toy Story, Jurassic Park, and The Matrix. And now it is the present day, where there are many streaming services such as Disney Plus, Netflix, and as well as other high quality visuals that are made such as 4K and 8K and even beyond that. Interactive media began to advance over these years, such as video games and virtual reality, where users can interact with motions displayed in the screen.
There are many streaming platforms nowadays, such as Netflix, Disney Plus, Hulu, and Amazon Prime. Not only streaming platforms, but also interactive media, such as video games, VR, and AR. Let's now talk about the streaming platforms. Let's take Netflix for an instance. Netflix is a streaming platform where there are multiple modern movies that already use advanced CGI, special effects, and multiple choices of quality that the audience desires to use, including 480p, 740p, 1080p, and 4K. However, users need to pay monthly in order to experience higher visual quality. These are all used in all streaming platforms that I mentioned before. Now, let's talk about the interactive media. Interactive media is a media where people can interact with moving pictures displayed on the screen. This includes video games. In video games, we can move our character on the screen by using our controller or keyboard. There are various video game platforms such as Xbox, Nintendo Switch, and PlayStation. These are very entertaining, especially for children, teenagers, and gamers at any age. These media have a big impact in giving society an influence to change their daily life activities both positively and negatively, depending on what they watch and play. Positively, many games and movies give motivational quotes and life lessons to watchers and gamers based on what they play. These positive features can change their lives positively in communication and their actions in real life. However, these movies and games might have a bad influence on people. One of those is violence. Some people watch and play violent things for fun, and they might copy those violent actions into their daily lives, harming themselves and harming the society.
Now you know that motion media have its own history, process, and impact, and are advancing throughout these years. Based on my prediction, motion media will be way more advanced in the form of visual quality, because many apps are used for CGI, and special effects are now being developed, as well as new cameras that are now developing in order to serve crucial purpose for better quality image in movies and video games. That's all we can deliver to you about motion media. Thank you guys for watching.